Here's a sea story especially for the gourmets. And when you know the scene is Whitstable, you know the story is about oysters. But long before any gourmets even contemplated breakfast, these fishermen set out with buckets full of that most subtle of seafood delicacies to chuck them back in the sea. They really are farmers of the sea here off Whitstable, because they're what you might call sowing seeds. The year-old oysters, carefully reared in riverbeds, are taken out to join their elder brethren under the waves. So at this stage, there's little the gourmets can do but sit around and wait, and perhaps water at the mouth, while the young brood oysters lie on the seabed, growing fat and plump for some month with an R in it 4 years from now. There are something like 10 different kinds of oysters in the oceans of the world, from Australian mud oysters to Portuguese, Chinese and giant Japanese. But we're talking about Whitstable oysters, and this is how they dredge them from beds that have been carefully prepared for decades. As the small oyster boat bobs about off the coast of Kent, they wait for the dredge to bring up its precious load. And they don't just bring up oysters in the haul. Small fish, shellfish, starfish, all have to be sorted out. And this particular firm of oyster farmers, who care for beds in Essex and Cornwall too, sell more than 1 million top-quality oysters in the course of a season. Today, as ever, they're after the biggest and the best. So with scant regard for the possibility of there being pearls in them, their shells, the half-grown oysters go right back to their beds. Not a bad morning's work. And just to make sure they're just what the gourmets ordered, time to sample what must be the freshest shellfish of the season. Oysters are something you learn to like, and there's a definite knack in opening them. But even gourmets don't perform tricks